Hello, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Jalisa Aaliyah here, and we're back with another episode of From Baddie To Saved Podcast. Today's episode, we are going to talk about how to know when to surrender to the Lord. I'm about to give you some gems on how I knew it was my time so that you can look out for your signs, things around you that say to you, it's your time to surrender. Because when this happened to me, I had no clue what was going on, and I'm just glad that I've made it this far in my faith journey to be able to give back and allow you to be blessed how I was blessed. How did I know that it was time to change my ways? First of all, I did mention in episode 1 that I used to smoke, and I used to smoke for many reasons. When I was stressed out, when I felt like I couldn't sleep and I wanted to be tired instantly, or when I was bored with nothing to do, when I just wanted to vibe to music in my room, I would just smoke. And I remember a day that I lit up and it made me feel sick to my stomach. When I say sick to my stomach, it's never done that before. Like, I felt like I was poisoned. It just made me feel instantly sick. Like, you know when you do something or you wait to do something for so long and then when you do it, it's an instant regret? That's how I felt. I was literally in my room like, why have I done this? Why did I do this? I feel awful. Like, I felt better when I hadn't done it. So that was strike number 1 for me. I was like, why am I off of the thing that keeps me going-ish? Because I wasn't addicted like that. It was more of a fun thing for me to do. It was something I did socializing, just chilling out vibes. And yeah, it made me feel sick. And I was like, God, is that you? Is that you trying to make me change my ways? I think so. So that was number 1, feeling sick from something that I enjoyed doing. Number 2, there were things that me and my Heavenly Father would talk about that I wouldn't speak out loud to anybody. I would just journal them, or I would just pray them to Him, but not for anybody to know. And I would experience, I want to say guardian angels, because I don't know who they are. I'm not sure. I have yet to be acknowledged on who these people are, if they're destiny helpers, if they're angels, I'm not sure. But I would just get people just downloading knowledge into me out of nowhere. Like, I would get in a cab and the person driving would just instantly boost me up with all his words, and I'll just be like, how did you even know I needed to hear that? How did you even know I was even thinking about things like that? Like, it would just be so strange, and it would happen a lot, especially if I decided to not be in my headphones and I was open to conversations. Like, older generation people would choose me to speak to, or they'll just be kind and sweet to me out of nowhere, and I'll just be thinking, what's going on? Or they'll do something nice for me. I remember on the day that it was my scan, my first 12-week scan, and I was so nervous, I was anxious, I was running late, and I remember being so thirsty I had to go to the shop. So I went to the shop and I was buying my water, but I believe it was under £1. And the guy at the cash point said to me, oh, you're gonna have to pick up something else because you can't pay by card with that. And I was like, okay. So I was stressed because I was like, I'm about to miss my bus, and then if I miss my bus, everything's just gonna go all over the place. I was rummaging in my head, frantic, what am I gonna pick up to make this be the right total so I can just get out of this shop? Then before I could even take a step, this man just says, you go, I'll pay for it. And I was just like, thank you. I don't know him. I've never met him in my life. I've never seen him before. I was just like, thank you so much, honestly. And he's like, do you need anything else while you're here? I was like, in this economy, I'm good. Like, I'm not suffering. But you know what they say, in this economy, people don't even want to give you spare change. So imagine somebody freely paying for my water and asking if I wanted to add more onto his bill. I was just like, no, I'm good. Thank you so much. Like, I felt so happy. And then I missed my bus in the end and I had to get a cab. Last minute, I wasn't working. So the money I had was like crucial and I didn't want to use it for things like a cab if I didn't need to. So I got this cab and I remember just being in this cab, just feeling so low, so sad. And obviously, we know how my journey went and what happened when I got to my appointment. I'm not going to keep bringing up the past, but you know, it was a sad day for me. So imagine like it started off good and was sad, and then that same day after the appointment, I got in another cab because I was crying and my makeup was everywhere and I just didn't want to look crazy outside. And in this one, the man literally said everything that I had written or I don't know if I wrote it or God spoke it to me through my socials. Like, it was my Pinterest. He put this thing up and it was about foundations and building things, like things that you want, they have to have a solid foundation, right? And on this day, obviously, I lost what was growing within me. And when I found out that I was expecting, I worked so hard. Like, something switched in me that was just like, I have to be the best I can be. I need to be my best self before this new being arrives into my life. I needed my life to change drastically. So I was working extra. Like, I was going to work and I was coming home and I was doing content. And I was just like so busy, like, but I felt good. I felt really happy that my child had pushed me to be more business-like. I was more ready to be who I wanted to be, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how. Before finding out that I was going to be a mom, I literally I would work. Of course, I would go to work, but I would have days where I wouldn't go in, or I just wasn't serious. Like, it was just there. It was just something that was there that I didn't really care for, and I didn't really mind missing days, and I didn't mind making excuses for why I can't go in, and I didn't mind not making my content for my social media if I didn't need to. Do you know what I mean? But the moment I found out that I was going to change status in life, I was like, nope, I need to have my own place. I need to have this and this. I need to have everything that I said I would have. And I was working so hard, but at the time I was doing fashion content, and I realized that my audience was so full of men, and I was just like, I don't make try-on hauls and I don't do those things for men, it's for women only. So I didn't understand why all my statistics were coming back as just men, and I was just like, yeah, that, whatever that is, don't want it. So I stopped, and I was like, there has to be a different way to go about what I'm doing, and changed my mind, and I became interested in just sharing like past life experiences, because this is before I chose God. This is before I chose Him to give it to. So I was just like making videos about things that I've experienced so that people can learn from it. That's all, not to bash anybody, it was just so they can learn from my own mistakes. I'm a teacher. I have a lot of young girls that look up to me, and if it's not girls in school, just girls in general, women in general, young women like in their 20s, they like me. I'd rather them know what not to do in life than try to mimic what they've seen me do. So that's what I was doing. But then, because I started to read my Bible at this time, like I said, my job made me want to be with God properly. So I was like, I'm in my Bible, I'm learning things, and it was about basically creating creating narratives about people that you shouldn't do that. And it's not your place to condemn others because of what they've done to you and things like that. So I was just like, wow, I was literally shaking, because I was like, wow, I've gone from doing fashion clothes which I loved, but it was presenting myself as something that men wanted to see, which I'm not for at all. I'm not for that. So I was like, ew, can't do that. So I was like, okay, let me try this. When I tried that, I was like convicted, because now it became a thing where I'm spreading information about people, and that's wrong. So I had to stop that. And then, yeah, God was working on me. He was showing me what is wrong, what is right. And when I was right, I would receive a beautiful word from random people. And like I said, on the day of the sad day of life, my dream car came to get me, and the man in it literally said not to worry, because things happen like this because your foundation wasn't strong. And I was like, how do you know? Like, when I tell you, it was literally maybe 2 days prior that I saw those words come up on my phone, that your foundation needs to be strong, don't build on something that is weak. And I didn't even know it had a link to the life within me, what was happening, what I decided. I didn't know it was that. So when this man said, oh, you know, things like this happen because you wasn't married yet and you didn't do it right, so your foundation is weak, it's not strong, it doesn't mean that you can't still have that beautiful life. You just got to do it the right way, so ask God to forgive you. And I was just like, how does this man even know that I know God? Like, how does he even know anything? Like, I never once got in that cab and told him I'm a woman of God or anything like that. He just knew when he saw me, and he just knew what to say to me. And I just was amazed, because I was just like, wow. Not only did he give me advice, I received confirmation from God through him that everything will be okay. And that's all I needed to hear. I did have a low moment, and I tried to smoke one more time, and it was disgusting again. And I was just like, okay, we're not doing that anymore. So I stopped completely. And I remember before I lost my job, I got a cab to that same job. And when I got in the cab, this man had on loop Psalms 91. And I just remember feeling like all of my panic that I was going through in life was being shielded in this car at this moment, because it kept looping the whole ride. And even when we got to our destination, he didn't force me to just leave straight away. Like, I think he even spoke to me, but that one was a lot, so I can't really remember to tell you what was said. And to be honest, I don't ever share everything. That's the beauty of God. Like, he doesn't tell me to share everything, so you don't actually need to know what we spoke about that day. But the fact that the man that got me was looping Psalms 91 in my most panicky stage of life, I felt so grateful. And it just was another confirmation that God is with me, and I just need to choose him, because all this time I wasn't choosing him fully. Like, I was just in the Bible, but I wasn't asking him to change me, to help me, to be with me. Like, I was just talking to him and praying that things would change. I felt like, do you know what? This and this has all happened so quickly, and it just felt like the answer to everything, the solution to everything would be God. So I literally, when I lost my job, I literally gave my all to the Lord, and that's all I did. I was in my wilderness. I had nothing. I was even selling my cameras. I was selling all my electricals just to have money to pay my bills. And when that ran out, I literally just said, God, help me. And you know what my father did? my father sent me a letter from the HMRC with money that they owed me. And you know that there is a specific month, is it like April or March? I can't remember. There's a specific month that you're supposed to receive this in, right? I didn't receive it then. I received mine in like June. And that is something that doesn't happen. From then, I knew like being in the wilderness with him was my most amazing time of my life. Like, it was so powerful, so lifting, so transformative, and I wish that for everyone. Like, everybody needs to have a wilderness moment because it teaches you so much about yourself and so much about the love of God. Like, it's so beautiful, it's so pure, it's so real, and I want that for everybody. I want you to have literally nothing and just Him. Because if you have God, you have everything you need, honestly. If you have God, you already have everything you need. You already are so blessed. And I'm in a moment where I want to cry, smile. I want to cry, smile right now because it was so beautiful. Like, at the time, it felt like such a struggle to have nothing. I've never, in my whole 30 years of living, I've never had a moment when I've had nothing and I've had zero control over it. Like, I've always had a job. I'm not somebody that signs on to get coins. I don't do that. I get a job. And because I was on this journey and I was being tested, I was going through all these things, and I had to prove myself to Him that I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I was applying to jobs, trying to rush the process, and nothing was getting back to me. Nothing, no one was responding to me. I wasn't even getting a decline. Like, it was just on pending, and I was just panicking the more I kept seeing it not progressing. But I had to constantly tell myself, you know what? God is in control. God is in control. I am not in control here. And when it's time to come out of this wilderness, He will let something come up for me. And literally everything I prayed for, everything I asked Him for, He gave me. The enemy did something with that thing that I actually achieved, which is okay. One day I'll share that with you guys, what he did, because he tried me so bad. After that wilderness, he tried me so bad to get me to be like a negative Nancy again and be in my head and cast bad words on God, which I would never do. But it was a learning process for me, and I needed it, and I'm grateful for it. But that's all I can say, guys. I had to share my story with how I knew that it was my time to surrender, because I was being shown so many things. I was being told so many things, and I was just like, you know what, it's time. And in my wilderness, I found out that I needed my baptism. Like, in my wilderness, I received the Holy Spirit. Like, one day I'll tell you how that feels to receive the Holy Spirit. I will tell you, because it's sorry, I'm really living it. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. It's life-changing when you get to experience that. Like, I didn't even know that could happen in my prayer place. Like, wow, he came to my house. Beautiful. Thank you so much. But yeah, there's so much to say about this, but I only have so much time to talk to you about it. Drop me a message if you'd like to know a little bit more, or you want to ask me anything specific about this topic. But please, if you're constantly being spoken to, or you're feeling like you're receiving a word that only God could tell you, but it's through someone random that you don't even know, or you're having beautiful, sweet gestures just being given to you out of the blue, just know God is calling you. He's calling you to believe. He's calling you to have faith. He's calling you to choose Him, because those little things that He does for you will be so large that it's beyond your imagination, and they will be even better when you commit to Him. So please don't ignore the signs. If you're being called, surrender. Please surrender to Him, and you'll see your life change. You'll no longer live the way you used to, and you'll no longer even act or feel the way you used to. I feel so happy now, and I made the right choice, and I just want to share the steps on how you can do this yourself. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.